Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Texas Motor Speedway. Sorry about the late delay. I actually had to install some new RAM on my computer, thanks to Todd Chase Jr. breaking it. Want to welcome everybody here to Texas Motor Speedway. We're live for the Sim500 Esports Racing Series. Todd, welcome to the booth as I load everything up, but you take it away for just a minute while I load everything up.
Yeah, how is it my fault that your computer decided to burn up some RAM? I don't understand that, but...
You gotta blame somebody, Todd.
I know, someone's always got to be the blame, but
Yeah.
Here we go. We're just coming in. We are 13 laps into this one. We did have our first yellow. It was Tommy Ryan who did win the pole, and after the first lap, it was Justin Fuller who did take the lead and currently still has the lead right now, but somebody that we really got to watch out for tonight who needs basically a win is the 41 of EJ O'Rourke. He's having a good run so far. I mean, I know it's only 13 laps into this one, but we're getting ready to go back green here at Texas.
I'll set up and thank God. Sadly, we had a cancel broadcast last time. I thought we were going to have to do this one. Luckily, I got back right as the green flag dropped, but it's kind of weird that it took forever to install it for some odd reason. But here we go. Green flag set to come out as the pace truck ready to drop in. We'll get all the details here very shortly with everything else as the pace truck is in. Todd, bring us to the green.
All right, Justin Fuller going to go back green flag racing here at Texas. He's got a good launch. Going to cross start finish line there. EJ's going to try and dive in behind him, and that's going to allow him to get between Justin Fuller and Tommy Ryan going into turn one. Battle for third.
You said Tommy Ryan was pole.
Yep.
Okay. All the other details here in just a moment. A lot of trucks.
Yeah, I don't know who
Joey
exactly
Katinga.
that. Oh, no.
Yep, and he is a playoff driver, Todd. He's all the way back to 30 players. Like, no yellow. He does a great save here. They had contact from the dark blue for the 6th contact. It's really hard to see from that angle. He may get a little bit of contact.
And that's not what Joey needed. Earlier before this race, he had sent me a picture of the points. He was 3 points from, he's 3 points out, and going into next week's cutoff race at Talladega, that is not what he needed.
Yeah, Talladega is one of them races that we're going to talk about. A lot of things can go wrong in a very quick hurry. So,
good battle here between Kevin Braum and Tyler Dalton for 6th and 7th.
Broadcast just a little bit. We didn't get our pre-show and none of that stuff. Kevin Braum, Tyler Dalton back. Dalton right now in 7th. Glenn Campbell right on the back bumper of Tyler.
Bentley Glasser back there looked like he had a decent run on Glenn Campbell, but did not decide to take it as Campbell's battling Brian Boris Cook there for about 8th or for 9th. I'm sorry.
Coming into this race, I want to go ahead and look at the 54. Your top 4 going into this. And remember, it's the top 8 advance to that championship. And then,
right.
We got Chad Coleman 5th, Kevin Brown, Mike Kelly, and Brian Macklin.
So we got a lot of good battles going on throughout the field here. Everybody up front's pretty much kind of just riding around right now. Currently, it is Justin Fuller, EJ O'Rourke, and Tommy Ryan leading the field. And then you got a little bit of a gap, about half a second back to Daniel Falkingham, who has, 8 or 9 wins on the season so far?
9 now, so we're still looking for that double-digit win from a driver, and he is at 9. He will be the only one that can get it the rest of the year. Well, maybe because, how many more races do we have to ride? Well, I guess we can still get one more double-digit. We got, somebody got 5 wins this season, Justin Fuller.
Yep.
That's somebody that needs a good run tonight, by the way. He's leading right now. Remember, we talked about him last week when he has not had this good of a round. He's back to 10th in points. He's 6 points out of it, so he really a win is going to be big for him here.
Yeah, right now he's doing what he needs to do, just like EJ O'Rourke right now, running at the front of the field. That's where they need to be, because if they're up there, they don't have to worry about somebody in front of them having an issue and then them trying to avoid them.
So we talked about EJ last week as well. EJ is the last right now. EJ needs a win. I'm going to be honest. Well, I don't necessarily want to say win because how many drivers we actually have week in and week out. He don't necessarily need a win, but he's going to have a top 3 finish week in and week out no matter what. Maybe even have a little bad luck with a couple drivers. Guys like Joey Tina, who just had a little bit of bad luck happen. Luckily, it didn't take him out. But EJ's going to have to be on his game. Same as Justin Fuller. Both of them guys part of the personal comfort sponsorship in the Ford and the Chevy. So, just saying, that personal comfort we've seen up front a lot this season.
Yeah, I do want to mention our weather here tonight. 104-degree track temp. That's going to create some issues off of turn 2. I was watching him practice here, and there was a lot of guys getting loose on exit of turn 2. So that's going to be another thing that these guys are going to have to deal with.
Also, one thing we did not get to talk about, because unfortunately no pre-race for this one, because I was running behind. I don't want to say I was running behind with getting everything set up. One of the things we need to talk about this is that turn 1 here at Texas. Very difficult turn 1. Personally, I'm not a fan of it. I know a lot of guys are not a fan of it. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm not a big fan of it either from both perspectives, as the fan perspective and the driver perspective, because
I agree.
From the driver perspective, it's almost like you gotta drive it in so far deep and then
flat,
it's real flat. You gotta drive it in way deep. And then you got to try and slow the thing down to get it to rotate, to come out of the corner, and be fast with it.
Honestly, one of the things that it reminds me of, Todd, you might be able to kind of agree with this. It really reminds you of, I want to say like an Auto Club top.
Yeah, kind of.
The way you enter is really weird, I guess. I mean, I know it's a different thinking and stuff, of course, entering it, but I kind of want to say it's like an Auto Club in a way. I mean, there might be another track I'm just not thinking of that it reminds me of, but it really does kind of remind me. I don't know. Maybe it's just how wide it is. I think maybe that's what it is.
Well, from the wide perspective, yes, you're correct. It does kind of remind me of Auto Club, but to add to it, it's kind of like running the middle lane at Auto Club.
Yeah. I hate it personally. I hate turn 1 here. I think it's so stupid. They should have never changed it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, we can blame Pate Albin for that. A teammate of ours at Overtake Motorsports.
Very true. He likes it, don't he?
I think he loves it.
Of course he likes it. He's from Texas, probably.
Well, I shouldn't say that. About a week and a half ago, they had some type of propane explosion or something in the garage area, and I tried blaming that on him, and he said it wasn't him. But I think he was lying. So anyways,
good battle back here. For Braum Boris Cook.
Yeah, and another good battle here for third between Tommy Ryan and Daniel Falkingham.
Falkingham may have just took that spot away, maybe. Nope, side by side.
Yeah, Daniel Falkingham still running the bottom, trying to get around Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan running out there pretty much with nobody behind him on the top lane, as now he will slide in between Falkingham and Kevin Braum.
So far, pretty good race here. I wish we would have got to do a pre-race. We can kind of do a little bit of it now. For people that do not know, this race, of course, is sponsored by Snap Mobile Shopping. I don't know if you know what Snap Mobile is, but I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Whether you are a small business, right? Which TRM, or Trackside Esports, we can kind of consider a small business, I think now.
I think so
or
too.
A big family, Todd, which I have.
Yeah.
Which you have as well. Most people do nowadays, I think. Or maybe you just want a new device, Todd, like Joe Pachette. Wireless Zone can be there to help you, however. Visit them and the latest technology, a center and assistance from experts, Todd, in the wireless industry. Bet you did not know this, Todd. Why Verizon, Todd? You asked? Do you want to know why?
Want to know why?
Because it better matters, Todd. Wireless On is the largest Verizon franchise in the U.S., Todd, with over 400 locations. Probably not near you.
Holy crap!
That's what I'm saying. Probably not near you since you really live in a small town, probably with like 50 people, but you can go out a little bit. But they are independently owned, by the way, which no joke, I absolutely love that fact. They're independently owned, Todd. You don't know much about that either. But anyway, they're independently owned, and Verizon products have been in service apparently for 32 years. Hard to believe. Honestly, that cell phones and stuff like that's really been around that long. It does not feel like it. Anyway, Verizon's been recognized by so much. They got so many awards. It's ridiculous. Check them out, snapmobile.shop, and check them out. I mean, they literally do a lot of stuff in racing, so it's pretty awesome. That was a great ad read, by the way.
Yeah, I do want to make one minor adjustment there. There's 51 people, not 50. Get it right.
I'm sorry, Ted. You're right.
But meanwhile, while we were watching or listening to that ad read there, we had Kevin Braum get around Tommy Ryan. Now Kevin Brown's trying to get around E.J. O'Rourke here for third. Daniel Falkingham now running second to Justin Fuller.
Yeah, Falkingham right in that number 39. You see him. We got a Justin Fuller right coming up on a lap card. That is Chad Coleman, Todd, and Chad
that's a little strange.
Chad Coleman is a playoff driver.
Definitely not the run that he needs.
No, because he's fifth in points, Todd. He's
right there where he needs to have a solid finish tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
here we
really,
go.
If he would have had like a top 15 finish, I think he'd be okay going into Talladega. Now he's going to be. It's not going to knock him out by any means, but it's going to put him where he's going to have a really good finish. I mean, that's good for guys like Joey Gattina and EJ and people like that, by all means. Don't get me wrong. It's very good for them. By the way, Joey, on the other hand, has made his way. He went all the way back to 33rd. He has worked his way back up to 21st.
So there you go. Joey able to rebound from that. Do want to mention, when we say playoff drivers, those are the guys that you see going across the ticker. Their names are all caps.
Yeah.
And they have the red Sim500 banners and the red spoilers on their trucks.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at the points they actually posted in Discord. I did not, and I did not anyway, sitting here watching this, they actually posted the points. I sitting here looking in the chat as well, which I did not see if they did, but it is there. I'm going to have to change the thumbnail of this, by the way. The way the file was kind of weird. I did not realize that, but kind of strange. Had URL there, sadly, where we get this It's always something, Todd.
Always something.
Especially with me. Have you noticed, like, I literally, lately, my stuff has just been so all over the place.
Yeah, it's been all over the place. Just kind of like Daniel Falkingham here, kind of searching around all over the place behind Justin Fuller.
He is. By the way, guys, to let you guys know, this is something special that we always do, no matter where I was broadcasting before, whether it be when I was with ESPN or whenever I broadcasted, here with Trackside. This is something special we always do in the month of October, starting this October as well. We will be doing all pink everything. It's for breast cancer awareness. We will try to raise money for breast cancer awareness. And also, just to let people know, for people that is curious, we will be back on Facebook tomorrow. I didn't have time to put everything in tonight to do that. We will be back on Facebook and YouTube tomorrow. I think I got everything worked out. So we'll be back on that, and very much looking forward to being back out. But for the month of October, you'll see a lot more pink on the broadcast. And that's just something we've always really liked doing, I think.
Yeah, it's a great cause, and yeah, I don't mind going pink.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, Yeah. So.
Especially for a good reason like that. I think it was last year we raised a little bit. I think we raised $200 last year total. So that was pretty nice, and that was with ESPN, I believe. We raised money with them, and then I know when we did it a couple of years ago, we watched this great battle for the lead. We did it a couple of years ago here on Trackside. We literally, I think, raised like $524 or something like that. It was a lot. So hopefully we can kind of beat that. For the month of October, we'll be sharing it around and stuff. So, and I know, Todd, you got something special coming up in November as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be putting on a street stock event that's going to have an entry fee, which all the entry fee money will go into basically a secret location to where once we hit the feature event, the top 10 of that feature event will get paid from that secret account. I don't know what the amount is currently going to be because we've only got a handful of people that are actually interested in doing it, as we got a yellow here out on the racetrack.
Find out what happened. Yeah, somebody slowed. Jose Polanco may have done something. Oh, yeah, big wreck here. Todd Doyle was involved. The 01 also involved. It's Braum Boris Cook. He was coming to pit road. And
oh, no.
Somebody got loose. I don't know who that is. The 01 got loose. That was Dwight Beverly. Got really loose in that Jack Daniels car. And so what happened was he may have been coming to pit road. And he just went up the track. I think it snapped in. Oh, no, he just got loose out of turn 4 and snapped into 01. That's what happened. So 3-car pile up. No playoff drivers, but still, Doyle Woods, although he's been a pretty consistent driver this year, the last few weeks, he has not had a lot of help.
No, but this will actually help the front runners here in this one, as we had about a 30-lap run, I would say, because now we're on lap 41 in this one. These guys are definitely going to come down pit road, get some fresh tires and some more fuel. So we'll see who gets to win the race off of pit road. But while we're watching that, I'm gonna go back on that race that I'm doing. It will be called the Street Stock Nationals at Nashville Fairground Speedway. So if you are interested in that, please get a hold of us.
What made you choose Nashville?
Well,
why not?
Here's the funny thing. I actually asked Joe Burchett's input on it.
Good short track racer, of course.
Yes. And I asked him, I says, for a one-off special type of race, what is the best car and the best track, for everybody to drive? As we see, Falkingham barely beat Justin Fuller off pit road. And he said street stocks at Nashville. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to argue with it.
Cannot argue with Joe Burchett when he says street stocks at Nashville, you take it. By the way, Brian Workman stays out.
I don't know about that call.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
I don't know if that's a good call or not, but we're going to find out. So yeah, if you're interested in running in the Street Stock Nationals, go ahead and message us here on Trackside Esports, or you can message myself on Facebook or wherever. We will definitely get you some info for that and get you all signed up and everything. I do believe it is a $10 entry fee per driver, but like I said, all those fees will go into the actual payout for the top 10 of the drivers in the future.
So, Todd,
yes,
we are we're kicking along here. Brian Wortman does pit, by the way. Daniel Falkenham takes over the lead. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Should be interesting resource. That is one thing I like. Oh, I like that 6 truck, by the way. Who is that? Timothy Bates. I like that truck. And there's a little damage on the right side. Pretty cool Monster Energy truck. So, yeah, we do have an off week next week, by the way, in this series.
Okay.
So that's kind of good break for us, I think, because we kind of need a break a little bit. But we go to Talladega. Then the championship round begins October 20th. Michigan, Phoenix, and Atlanta.
That's a good championship round.
Michigan, Phoenix, and Atlanta. I kind of wish that there was a short track in there.
Well, Phoenix is a short track.
Yeah, let's go with a real short track.
So like Martinsville.
Or Bristol. I mean, could have probably done that, Joey, but we'll let you slide with it just this once.
Bristol dirt for these guys would have been really cool.
That would have been fun to see. We haven't broadcasted a Bristol dirt race, have we?
No, we have not.
We're going to get in contact with some of our leagues. What if Red Sox will run it?
Hey.
You're talking about fun.
Seeing some of them GT3 cars out there on dirt, That would be cool.
That would be kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be sketchy, but it'd be fun. Imagine Terry Dawes sliding through turn 4 at Bristol on a BMW.
And then you got Ross Booth coming in there full speed, just takes him out in the corner. That'd
be awesome. Terry, we're going to have a talk about this USA schedule number 2. Just saying. Even put them on some rallycross stuff. That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I want to see some of these. So here's what I wish, and I'm not calling any league out by saying this, okay? And I'm always going to get flack for it because everybody thinks I always do, but I want to see, and I would be willing to broadcast these races for free, honestly. But on some nights where they have like an off night, run a fun race and just throw something off the wall. You know?
Yeah, something like you said, rallycross or
in GT3 cars. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be interesting for sure.
Or even street stocks.
Yeah.
Like, it don't have to be a long race by any means. Don't make it long. Hey, you don't want to do no 2-hour race, but
right.
It'd be fun to do. I'm not going to lie, dude. I would love to see some leagues do that. And honestly, I would like to see somehow all of our leagues kind of merge into one special race once a year.
Right. That would be interesting
have like an all-star
as well.
race. Have like 5 guys from each league come in as their all-star drivers and race.
Yes.
That would be cool.
I think it would be awesome as well.
Yeah, that'd be neat. And do it like in a simple car. You don't have to make it no big, hard car to drive. Make it a simple car, at a simple track, Make it a fun race. That'd be awesome. We need to start doing some of this stuff, I think. We need to start checking out. Anyway, coming back to the green, Daniel Falkham, Justin Fuller, Kevin Braum, Ryan Howard, Tommy Ryan, top 6 playoff drivers. Green flag set to wave here once again at Texas Motor Speedway. Green flag out in the air. Daniel Falkham crossing the start-finish line. Look for a 10th win this season.
Yeah. Justin Fuller going to fall in behind Falkingham right now. Going into turn 1.
Big wreck. No caution. I mean, we got, there it is. Y'all is out.
Yeah,
Jeff Ryan, Joey Katina in it. I mean, we got multiple cars.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Joey got some damage. It ain't severe on him. This was a hard wreck. The 30 of was also in it. Brian Macklin. Yeah, that's where it was. Jeff Ryan, Brian Macklin. Hard hit for the 30. Honestly, the 30 may be done.
That's not good for him as well because he came into this race 3 points above.
Yeah, that is.
So.
Yeah, Brian Macklin done all the race already tonight, it looks like.
Tough break for him.
That's
definitely.
last, I believe.
That's going to put him in a must-win situation 2 weeks from now at Talladega.
Yeah, somebody else is smoking on the bottom. I'm trying to see who that is. Maybe Brian Wortman, I believe. No, that is Joseph Burgess. He's smoking and his engine is blowing. That's the thing. We didn't talk about this. Wheel spin here could be bad too.
Yeah, wheel spin on restarts are horrible here.
Yeah.
Because fresh tires on a hot, slick racetrack. I mean, let me check the track temp right now. Last time we checked, it was at 104. Right now, it is actually cooled off to 98 degrees.
I hear you.
So
we are set to double back up here in just a few minutes. Ready to get going. Probably never got our race picks in, but I mean, it might be a little bit too late now, but let's go ahead and get them in anyway. We cannot pick the top 2. Let's do it like that.
I was not going to pick them 2 anyways because I had an idea earlier. I think Kevin Braum is actually going to break his way through and pick up the win here at Texas.
I'm going to go with Tyler Dalton, I think, honestly.
So we got some very good picks here as we see who is that getting their lap back. Don't know for sure. Do want to mention right now, right while we're on our, I believe it's our 3rd caution. If you're watching tonight's broadcast, go ahead, send us a picture of you watching our broadcast. Send it to our Twitter account. We will actually take that picture and we will throw it up here on the broadcast. And we will shout you out.
I want to see people do this. Nobody does it anymore.
Well, I think it's because I've been actually the one promoting it week in, week out. So I think if
we do it,
if you
when
say
we start
it,
broadcasting on YouTube or Facebook again tomorrow,
I think we'll get some then.
Some more people, but I will post it in the chat and people share your stuff to me, please. I'm a creeper. I'll probably go through a stalk your stuff after you share it, but
Hey, at least you admit it.
That's true. Could be worse, right?
Uh-huh.
How'd your day go?
My day went pretty well.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain, honestly. Got my back a little bit this morning again, but other than that, it's been all right. We'll see. But besides being late, that is.
Right. So it will be Daniel Falkingham and Justin Fuller right on the front row again as we start to double file up again. Kevin Braum and Ryan Howard would make up your second row. Tommy Ryan and Tyler Dalton your third row.
Yeah, right now, lowest run playoff guy is Braum Macklin, who's going to finish third and fourth, by the way.
Yeah.
Joey Katina's 27th. I'm kind of curious on what happens with him. Is that damaged now? The spoiler's a little bit damaged. The front end don't look horrible. Spoiler's a little bit. I think he'll be all right, but we'll see if that creates any kind of aero drag or anything like that as time.
I think it will.
Yeah.
But I actually
long run to help him, but early maybe not.
Right, and I do actually see him having a decent finish tonight.
Yeah.
It won't be the finish that he needs, but going into Talladega here in 2 weeks, he's right on the cusp of, being a 10th to 15th place truck there. He's very consistent there, so maybe if he can run a little bit quicker than 10th to 15th at Talladega here in 2 weeks, that might be able to push him far enough ahead
if he can finish
of the cutoff line.
Yeah, if he gets inside the top 10 at Talladega, I mean, we don't really know what's going to happen the rest of this race as pace lights are off, but if he gets inside the top 10, like top 7 at Talladega, I'll say, I don't quite understand why he wouldn't be okay. Once again, who really knows? I mean,
well, I know one thing's for sure. Daniel Falkingham knows, because he ain't got to worry about Talladega next week, because, I mean, he's got a huge lead in the points. Yeah, coming in here with a 28-point lead over Tyler Dalton.
So we are about ready to go.
We're just waiting for the pace truck to find pit road. Might be a little difficult for them. iRacing, please let us paint our pace cars. Please. Sim500 logos would look so good on that truck right now as they finally find pit road.
It's a big snapmobile.shop logo on there and a TO or trackside.
Green flag back out in the air here at Texas. Falkingham with another good launch.
Not a good start for Ron Howard. He's going to lose third. He's definitely going to maybe even lose fourth as Tyler Dalton to his outside. Going to be able to take it there. Tommy Ryan trying to get a run here on Dalton as well. Ryan's got a little bit of back end damage. I don't think that's going to hurt him, but here comes Dalton with a big run, side by side down the back stretch into turn 3.
Yet Tyler Dalton running the high side. He's going to have the momentum out of the corner. Watch for him to slingshot pass, possibly here.
Watching Ryan Howard, and Ryan Howard, honestly, I think he's going to get into the Final 4 or Final 8. We know that. I think we both agree with that. I think that he's going to have a chance to win this championship, but he hasn't won a race.
Right.
I feel like in order to beat Justin Fuller and Daniel Falkingham, you're going to have to do something completely off the wall in these championship races to win.
Yeah, I definitely think you're going to have to win at least one, maybe even two of the
if you could win
championship
two, I
round
think
races.
Be okay, yeah. You win 2, if you go out there and win back-to-back, you're definitely in a spot where you're going to be okay for the most part. Unless you go out and bomb the last race.
Right.
We'll see. I just feel like you're going to have to do something like that.
Battle for second here as we go down into turn 3. Kevin Braum.
I said Brown's fast, and boy, he took that spot away like it was nothing, but you see Justin Fuller straight back down. And see, that's what's making Fuller smart here. He knows what he's racing for. He's not necessarily racing for a win. He's looking for a good finish. So So
right, and I mean, while he's doing this, he's actually saving fuel and saving his tires. If we get to a long green flag run like we did previously. So right now, Kevin Braum gonna try to get around Daniel Falkingham. Because we got another yellow flag out here.
Not sure what this is. Gerald Livingston. There was somebody else involved. Maybe Dwight Beverly. Don't see any playoff drivers, but oh boy, the 01 took a hard hit. Here's what happened. Out of turn 2, and the 01 snapped up in front of the 96, and hard hit for him. He decides to somehow send a 3,200-pound stock car around in circles. And the 96 hard damage there for Livingston, but the 01 of Dwight Beverly. You are squeamish. This will probably get you a little bit dizzy. No way. Well, I guess it could happen. Somewhat. You're going for it. Right truck. Big old. That was almost a 17.
I mean, definitely talking about spinning like a topper.
ESPN would rate that pretty good at the X Games.
Yeah. I bet you it would make the top 10 plays of the day.
Yeah. Probably. All right.
So here we go.
Deep hit? No, I guess.
No, Kevin Braum was thinking about pitting, decided not to.
Yeah, I don't think he can either. There ain't no point. I mean, you're only with this track. I mean, I'm honestly surprised we're seeing these yellows like we are.
Yeah, I mean,
especially with these guys. So we are 55 laps in, so we'll be going to our Turn It Up segment here in a few seconds or a few moments, which should be good for a restart, by the way. That'll be fun. That's the best time to do it, in my opinion. Do you have a favorite track that we do the Turn It Up on?
Well, I don't remember which ones we have the good Turn It Up cameras for.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen it here at the New Texas. I have not seen it. I hope it works good.
Right.
Dover's a good one.
Yeah, I think Dover is right up there.
Good too. Martinsville's a really good one. Bristol's okay. A lot of the shorter tracks I feel like do really good. Martinsville's a really good one. Martinsville might be my favorite, actually. It's pretty close. Don't let Joe hear me say that. You know how he is.
Oh, for sure. You know, he's the type of person where his home track is always going to be the number one racetrack on the circuit, no matter what. Some people may beg to differ, but
Todd, do you play golf?
No, not really.
Tried it?
I have tried it. I'm not very good at it.
No,
I will say that.
I am absolutely horrible. The reason why I was talking about a golf course or golf, I got in a conversation about golf and where I'm short, I have to use like really weird clubs.
Well, yeah, because you got short arms.
Hey, shut up, Todd. Anyway, I went to a golf lesson one time, and it's just on the driving range where I can learn how to hit the ball the correct way. And I swear to you right now, and I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but it's just funny to me. This golf pro that we're in this shop, okay, he's a club pro there, I guess. And you pay him so much money, he'll basically teach you for like an hour on how to do things right. You know, you can go back and stuff like that. Anyway, he looked at me, Todd, with a dead straight face after I went out there and did it. He said, "You shouldn't play golf. This might not be for you." That's exactly what he said to me, Todd. This was just a few years ago. He's like, "This might not be for you." I think I hit it one time out of like 30. I am the worst golfer of all time. I do not think anybody can get much worse. And I don't know what brought that conversation up. I was looking at something about Texas Motor Speedway just now, and I seen a golf course, you know, in Texas.
That's probably what brought it up in your mind.
I think that's what it was. You know how my mind works, kind of off the wall sometimes, but kind of interesting to see or think about that. But yeah, I'm horrible at golf. Is there a sport, Todd, that you're absolutely horrible at besides racing?
I am not horrible at racing. I do have championships. Let me remind you of that.
You got championships. I'll be honest, I don't think I have a championship.
I would say baseball or softball I'm pretty bad at.
What do you mean? How are you bad at that?
Can't see the ball. I'm one of the people that could be out there and just be thinking that it's the ball, and then you're standing there minding their own business, and then boom, get hit in the face.
I mean,
So,
yeah, but that's not necessarily because you're bad at it, right? Or you just bad at it, like because like I get the whole eye situation. Is that why you're bad, or is it actual other reasons you're just bad?
it's mainly the reason.
Okay, so that's not necessarily that can't be your worst one then, unless you're just uncoordinated. Then it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I guess you could say is we see the field now doubling back up for the restart. It will be Daniel Buckingham and Kevin Braum on your front row, and yeah, we do have good conversations like that every once in a while.
You know what time it is, Todd?
It's time to turn it up.
Turn it up here on Trackside Esports Network. Playoff race here for the Sim500 Esports, sponsored by Snap Mobile. Once we go green, you guys will enjoy the sights and sounds of Texas Motor Speedway and the Camping World trucks. Pace truck drops to the left. Green flag set the wave here at Texas Motor Speedway. We wait, and we wait. We wait. Green flag out of there. You guys enjoy.
Welcome back from our Turn It Up segment. It is Kevin Braum now leading Justin Fuller as they battle for that top spot still here in 3 and 4.
I wasn't going to say a word.
Oh.
Good job.
Kevin Braum got a little loose there in 3. by Justin Fuller. Now Fuller's looking to the outside here in turn 1.
Yeah, we're going to have a big run with the extra turn 2. We'll see if he's able to cross him up here in that 51 truck. Watch for him to dive back to the inside there. He goes looking for it.
Yep, not going to be enough right now. And actually, on that restart, you've seen Daniel Folkingham led the field. He dropped all the way back to 3rd, and now he's fighting Ryan Howard and Mike Kelly back there.
Fuller was able to grab the lead into turn 3 by driving it in pretty deep, like what Todd talked about earlier. We do got to battle a little bit further back. One of my favorite drivers, Jason Braum, battling the 54. As Braum looks to the inside, trying to take away the 10th spot. Braum is a playoff driver, by the way. So.
Yeah, and I've noticed he's been basically riding around behind Bentley Glasser there. And not look at behind him, the 41 now coming back into the picture. He was on that restart running way back there in like 20th. Now he's up to 12th.
I just learned not to show something around with that shoulder.
Well, that'd be your fault, not mine.
It literally came up my nose. No yellow. Not very good. That burned really bad.
Back up front, Justin Fuller was able to get around Kevin Braum again. And now we're kind of starting to see some single file racing.
Yeah, so as we sit here and watch a lot of single file going on, it took like a little bit. Jeff Hollingsworth, haven't mentioned him or none tonight. He's looking underneath. Not having a great night. He's another driver. He's been around a long time. He's got some damage. This is one that I have up there. He may be here before me. But he's a pretty good driver. He really needs it.
Right. I do want to shout out somebody out here that is having a decent run tonight. Jeff Shrewsbury. I don't think he's ever ran a race in here before. Not that I've seen, but currently he's running 14th and doing a pretty good job so far.
14 spots from where he started. He's up to 14th now. I mean, I think he was up in the top 10 for that red cap, and he lost a few spots.
Right now he's going to lose his spot here to Doug Roth in the 43. Not right now. He's able to defend it, but I do see the 43 in the next couple of laps here get another decent run and try to go for it again.
He's been around a while too, the 43 car.
But up front, it is still Justin Fuller leading the field. Tyler Dalton running 6th, having a solid run. He needs to keep continuing to have them consistent finishes, kind of like, I would say, similar to Matt Crafton or a Ben Rhodes in the actual truck series, who are always threats for the championship.
Who you got winning the truck championship this year? We really haven't even talked about none of the real life stuff. Who you got actually winning it? I don't have anybody really into Xfinity. I don't really know who's all in that one, so
yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to come down to between Crafton, Ben Rhodes, John Hunter Nemechek, and Sheldon Creed.
Sheldon Creed's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
But out of them 4, I do see John Hunter Nemechek getting his championship.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Rhodes get it, but we'll see. As far as the NASCAR Cup Series, it's hard to bet against Kyle Larson. I want to say Chase Elliott's going to get it, just I'm a Chase Elliott fan.
Well, I see Larson, Hamlin, Truex, and Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I think Elliott's going to make Final Four. He's had a lot of bad luck in a few weeks, but I think he'll make Final Four. Larson's going to be tough, though.
Yes, he is.
So, I want to mention Braum's Cook Todd. Haven't mentioned him. He is on pit road right now. The internet just crashed. So while we load back up into the session, Todd, you can keep kind of informed on what's going on. Literally, the whole internet just shut off for some reason and came back on.
That is not good for you.
It's okay.
But I'll do the top 10 rundown. Currently, it is Justin Fuller leading the field. Daniel Fulkingham now back up into second. Kevin Braum drops down to third. Ryan Howard having a solid run in fourth. Mike Kelly running fifth. We haven't talked about him much as now he jumps to fourth over Ryan Howard. Tyler Dalton still currently running sixth. Bentley Glasser now in the top 10 running seventh. Tommy Ryan running eighth. Jason Braum running ninth, like you were talking about. That was not him. And Glenn Campbell now running 10th. EJ O'Rourke now 11th. So EJ having a solid run here tonight. And I think if he can get inside this top 10, he'll be pretty good, for the most part going into Talladega.
Well, that's the thing. EJ kind of got. That's what I'm worried about because he is 14th in the point standings. So, yeah, I mean, he's 14 points behind 13th. So really, he needs a solid top 10 run, and as long as he has a good run at Talladega, there's a chance he can make it.
Right, like if he can get around Tommy Ryan here for 10th, going on a turn one, that's actually going to help him quite a bit.
So we go to Talladega in 2 weeks, I said?
Yes.
Okay, last time we was at Restrictor Plate, EJ actually won. That was at Daytona. We was at Talladega earlier this year, and Tyler Dalton won. So very similar tracks, of course. So that's something to kind of watch out for, I guess. But we are loading back up, by the way, guys, so we'll be right back into the race in just a second. It shouldn't take no time at all, and here we are.
Yeah,
definitely
and I will. What's that?
Definitely tell my Rams a lot better compared to what it was.
Good. I do want to mention we are getting into that zone where we can see some green flag pit stops. I mean, we've been out there since what? Lap 50.
Yeah, usually we started seeing cars pit on 40 lap runs, so to speak.
So, I mean, maybe I'm talking about it a little bit too early, but you never know. I mean, we've seen Brian Boris Cook come down to pit road, still unsure of if that was scheduled or not. But do want to mention Doug Ruff has now gotten around the 98.
Charles Woods came down pit road, by the way, Todd. He was 3 laps down, but he's been sitting there for a while now.
Oh, that's why the 98 has dropped. He's on pit road.
You are correct. Jeff Shrewsbury on pit road.
Oh, and he missed his stall.
Yeah.
He slid through it.
That is not good. Charles Woods may have had a pit road entry penalty because he was there for a minute, or he was there for a while, so he's done away now. But so we are starting to see some green flag pit stops. This will be the final stop of the race, by the way, or it should be
for sure.
Guys, yeah.
I mean, unless we have a late race yellow,
which is possible.
I do want to mention Daniel Fulkingham is running down Justin Fuller.
Yeah, I'm looking at lap times. Fulkingham was a little bit faster last time than Fuller. You may see Fuller. This is the thing in these races, man. You got to be careful when you pit. Because, especially, I feel like if you get if Fulkingham passes you, then I think that's when you possibly come down pit road. But for now, try to make him. But I don't really know if you want him to pit right before you either.
No, you definitely don't want that to happen because then he's just going to still get around you eventually.
Yeah.
The thing with Justin Fuller, I don't know if it's just me, but what I call something out he likes to kind of extend a little bit longer, and sometimes it's actually worked for him, and sometimes it really hasn't. It's put him kind of on the cusp of barely making it onto the podium, and I think that's just a product of him trying to get as much as he can, out of the truck. But I don't have
Jason Braum maybe coming down right now. Yes.
And it's like I don't have an issue with Justin Fuller. He's one of the greatest, guys in here right now. But it comes to a point when you are sitting here watching these races, man, it's like you're literally screaming at them to pit now because you want them to win, and it ultimately doesn't happen the way you would think that it would want to happen.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see what happens here.
Yeah, we're starting to see some green flag pit stops. I like Jason Brahm's strategy to pit when he did. I'm a big fan of that call to come down when he did. You also Jay Randall Watkins on pit road right now as well. Mm-hmm. I like the idea of pitting where you are. I think 35 laps to a run is perfectly fine, especially in these trucks. The weather has down any 96-degree track temp now, Todd, so it's a big difference compared to forward.
Right, and that's actually going to allow these guys to stay out a little bit longer because, as they run out there and the track temp goes down further, that's going to actually put more grip into this racetrack. Yeah. So right now, the area I'm kind of looking for to try and come down pit road now is basically between 5th and 9th. So Ryan Howard.
Yeah, you got one of them right there. Kevin Braum coming in. I like that call.
Mm-hmm.
Big call of that one. Everybody else I see right now maybe staying out. I mean, honestly, I'm a big fan of pitting on lap 90. Make this a 30-lap run. Why not? By the way, Fuller has actually been able to keep that gap. I like where Fuller's head's at, honestly. Stay out and make talking maybe even. Really, if you could cut it out at the same time, that would be ideal for Fuller, I think. But
right, and I mean, we've seen these battles before between these two guys, and
pass the third by the way Kelly takes it away from Howard.
Yeah, and that's a big move from Mike Kelly.
Yeah,
because now that's going to put top 6 all playoff drivers. But going back to the 51 and the 39 here. I almost want to say Justin Fuller can beat him heads up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's looking like it. I mean, Falkenham was able to close the distance, but really, the arrow, clean air's really helping Fuller stay out. Mike Kelly, by the way, on pit road now. Good idea there.
That's a good call.
Yeah, good call to come in as soon as you take that spot away. I like that.
Let's see, anybody else? It does not.
Like really, if you're if you're Fuller and Falkenham, you don't want to stay out too long here. I mean, honestly, you don't. That's not what you want. Like, if you stay out until lap 100, personally, you're losing a lot of time right now.
And look at this. Here comes E.J. Rourke. Going to come down pit road. He's going to lock him up. Almost spun out.
Yeah, a bunch of people.
But this is a great call for the 41.
Yeah, I like the call to come down. Honestly, I'm a big fan of that. I mean, you may wind up seeing Justin hit pit road here since EJ, his teammates on pit road. You may see Justin come in right here.
So we're going to watch these two up front right now. Nope. He will not, but he gets a little loose, and here comes Daniel Falkenham.
Now if you're Fuller and you let him go, you pit.
Yup. You ride around him for about a lap, save a little bit of fuel, and then come down pit road.
He gave him a bump.
Oh, boy.
He gave him a bump all the way through that turn, or even he may not have touched him. He may have just took the air off the spoiler.
Yeah, now Justin Fuller going to look to the inside of Daniel Falkenham.
Not going to pit. I thought he would pit there because it trapped the 39 to the outside.
Yeah, that would have been a great call.
It would have been, yeah. Leave him trapped onto the outside and make him use one more lap. So, by the way, our first car with fresh tires right now, Bentley Glasser, he pitted 9 laps ago.
Yep, he's up to
Kevin
8
Braum.
now.
Yep. Tyler Dalton, by the way, on pit road. So a big name right there, also pitting. We'll see if anybody comes down. Nope, not this time either.
Nope.
Looks like Jose Polanco on pit road. So really it's our top 6 that have not been on pit road yet.
Right, as now we see Doy Woods, I believe, is now
Up to third right now.
Yeah, up to third.
I want to give you guys an idea compared to what our leaders are running, compared to what Bentley Glasser and Kevin Braum. Kevin Braum ran a 30.475 last time. Justin Fuller and Falkingham ran a 32.
Wow.
So, you know, pretty big there. That's 2 seconds. That's a lot you're giving up to these guys. Todd, your pick might be on point here soon because he's about to get up on the back bumper with Bentley Glasser.
Yeah, Kevin Braum making it interesting here at Texas.
Here he comes. Here comes the 51. Hot onto the brakes. Locks them all the way up. I think he made it. Not going to have issues. Good call there. Pit while you're in front of Falkingham alive.
Yep, and now we're going to shift our focus to the leader of Daniel Falkingham. I don't know if he can stay out much longer, as now, look at this.
Yeah.
Look behind him.
Yep, go underneath him. That's what you want. You want to make him try to stay out.
Yep. Kevin Braum now going to get around Daniel Falkingham.
He's staying out. Yeah, he wasn't able to get down because of the pass, I think, from Kevin Braum. Look at Glasser using a bumper.
Yep. He's going to try to do the crossover, but
can't block Glasser with fresh tires. Oh, gosh.
Nope. That's how you're going to get wrecked, and look at that. He got sent up the racetrack.
That's not what he needed. Did not need that. He's losing a ton of time right now compared to what our leader, Justin Fuller, had. You'll see the 39 come this time, I'm sure. Oh, he's doing it a little sideways. No.
Nope.
Wow. Are you surprised?
I do want to mention, Kevin Braum did get around, and so did Bentley Glasser, but they're still 4th and 5th right now.
Yeah, once all this cycles through, it should cycle to Kevin Braum. Should.
So does Daniel Falkingham come down this time by?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
So he waited until lap 100. He'll have 20 laps of going nonstop.
Locks him up.
Yeah, very close, and he should be good. But he'll have 20 laps of basically qualifying laps is what he'll have. But, the thing is, he's going to lose a ton of time. Now, Brian Wortman hasn't been on pit road. He's going to actually take the lead here in the 74 Bucking Ford. By the way, I cannot wait for the new trucks to get released on here.
Oh, they're going to look
that
so
Toyota
cool.
looks sick, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It really does.
But I've seen some videos where that move for these trucks could actually ruin the racing of the series.
I hope not.
There's people out there speculating that.
Yeah, it's the best series in NASCAR. They beat and bang, they don't care. Okay, here comes the 74 this time. So Wortman was able to lead a lap. So Kevin Braum is going to cycle through as your leader. He is going to have a 8-second lead over Justin Fuller. Now that's closing very fast. No, it's going to be less than that. I'm sorry. It'll be 6 seconds. So that's what he's going to have over leader, or over Justin Fuller.
Right. And look at this. Look who's, I was just about to say who was ahead of Justin Fuller was E.J. O'Rourke, now currently running 8th. This is the kind of run that he needs to get himself back into above that cut line.
Daniel Falkingham, by the way, 10 seconds behind the leader. I don't think he's going to be able to catch the leader personally.
Unless we have a late race yellow, I think, and like I was talking about Justin Fuller, me personally seeing that, I think he stayed out too long. But we're going to wait and see what happens here as Kevin Braum now leading the field. He's leading Bentley Glasser by 3.3 seconds. Now I'm curious to see how long it takes Bentley Glasser to catch up to Kevin Braum.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think Bentley's going to be able to catch him. Bentley's on 5 lap older tires. I just noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Ryan Howard now jumps to third. Justin Fuller
by the way, has closed already 2 seconds in compared to our leader, so he's gaining fairly quick.
Yeah.
Do we got a wreck? I thought I heard somebody spinning. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
So just to let guys know, our lowest running playoff contenders right now, Brian Macklin. Man, honestly, we got to go up to 23rd, Joey Gattino.
Oh boy,
yeah,
that is
tough.
not the run Joey wanted tonight.
Yeah, it's tough. But I mean, we'll see how this plays out.
Ryan Howard.
Yeah, Ryan Howard. He's 5th right now, side by side with Mike Kelly.
Yep, and look at this. Here we go. Bentley Glasser battling with Justin Fuller as well. Fuller, wow,
he's on rails.
Made that easily.
Yeah, he's on rails, baby. It's gonna be a matter of time. He'll catch Kevin Braum, I think. Well, that's still over 3.5 seconds. He ain't gaining a ton of time. They'll have a cooler track right now to close in. So that's good for him.
Daniel Falkingham now currently 8th.
He's still 7 seconds behind our race leader.
Good battle here for 6th and 7th. We got the 41 and the 83. Does look like the 41 was able to get around him for now. Currently it is Kevin Braum still on the top of the board. His lead has definitely dropped.
Yeah,
it has gone from
a little less than a second, like 7/10 a lap.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still going to have a solid finish, though.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
who knows? If we get a yellow, who really knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, 13 laps to go here at Texas. I don't know how many laps Justin Fuller is going to need to catch him. But, man, if I'm Kevin...
I'm going to be honest, he's not closing as fast as rate, but he's only, that time he only gained like 5/10. He's not closing at a super fast rate.
No.
Like that time, I don't even think he really gained anything really. So far this lap, he may have gained a little bit. It's now under 2 seconds.
Well, right now it is hovering around 2 seconds.
So, I don't know. Maybe Kevin has saved a little bit here.
I don't know.
He's gained 3/10 so far this lap.
Yeah, now it's down to 1.6 seconds for Kevin Braum. And I mean, if I'm Kevin Braum right now, I still try to keep hitting my marks. And as soon as he gets a little bit closer, start taking his line away from Justin Fuller.
I mean, that's what we're seeing, about 4 or 5 tenths each lap. That's not a lot, really. Falkingham, by the way, got around Mike Kelly. He's moved himself into 4th. Falkingham's not going to have a chance to catch the leader, even if it's Kevin Braum or
I don't
Justin
think
Fuller.
so,
yeah,
no.
I don't think so either. Like, I don't see that happening. Personally, I don't see that happening. I mean, he is going to catch Ryan Howard. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, sadly, that is going to be a fact. Scott Simmons, by the way, racing Jason Braum. This is for the 9th position. I'm going to take that spot away.
Yeah, I do want to mention we've got 9.5 laps to go here at Texas for Kevin Braum. Now the lead's down to 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to catch him. That's the thing. We know for a fact he'll catch him. But it's just like, right there, once again, that was a little under 0.5. Falkingham, by the way, getting 3rd.
Yep, I did see that.
He is
Jason Braum
2.7 seconds behind 2nd place.
Right, Tommy Ryan jumps to 11th. Braum now down to 10th. The big thing here between Kevin Braum and Justin Fuller is seeing how Braum can actually hold off Fuller.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be able to, as now Fuller looks to the outside of Kevin Braum.
Yeah, you got to make quick work of him. You can't race side by side with him long, because that will allow Falkingham to close this gap in really quick. And they're going to race.
Yep, they're going to race and they're going to...
Did they make contact? Ooh, it was close.
It was close, and they're both trying to side draft each other. Oh, man, I don't know if Fuller can make this pass being on the outside. Whoa. Oh, boy, that was close.
That was a little sketch there.
That was saying, I'm going to take this lead now, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Falcon was able to close in about 5/10 that lap alone, so you really can't battle too long. Bentley Glasser battling the Scott Sibley. Truck game. Looks like he's going to take this spot away.
Yep.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. Do also want to mention Randy Yoakum and Chad Coleman now having some decent runs, as we've seen Coleman get lapped earlier in this one. He's able to...
Yeah, you said it. He just needs a decent finish, and I mean, that's what he's doing right now. Put yourself in that situation to have a chance at the final 8. We'll find that out in 2 weeks at Talladega. So we're coming to 5 laps to go for Mr. Justin Fuller, trying to get his 6th win of the season. Meanwhile, it is Daniel Falkingham back in 3rd. He has closed the gap up to the leader to 1.4 seconds. I mean...
He's definitely going to catch Kevin Braum.
Yeah, and that's where it's going to really come down to. I mean, Kevin Brown's going to put up a fight, but if Falkingham really can't play around, you got to make that pass really quick.
Right. Now look out ahead of Justin Fuller. We've got a ton of lap cars ahead of Justin Fuller. That could play into Kevin Braum and Daniel Falkingham's laps for sure.
We have seen that play a factor this season a few times, actually. So
5 laps to go here at Texas.
Falkingham side by side, by the way, with Kevin Braum. He makes very quick work of Braum.
Yep. I think Falkingham has a chance here.
He's going to get close. I mean, that is 100%. We know that. He will get close. He is a second away right now, closing that gap in each lap. He was 2/10 faster that time, so.
I do want to mention there are 18 trucks now on the lead lap, as you see Jeff Ryan getting lapped by Justin Fuller.
There's 21 trucks on the lead lap, by the way.
Okay. Well, I was sitting here looking at it, and it said 18 at the moment, but then it all fluctuated like it normally does.
Yeah, that's what mine's going to do. Alright, so we're coming to that point of this race where it's going to get close. Once again, a Justin Fuller, Daniel Falkingham showdown where Falkingham has won 9 out of them races, and Fuller has picked up 5 wins out of them. White flag by Snap Mobile Shop. Going to be in the air this time. We are less than a half a second from each other.
Yeah, Justin Fuller, all he needs to do is just keep running his lane, and I think he'll be okay. I mean, he's got the lap truck ahead of him right here. Needs to make it quick work. He's going to look to the inside here of, I believe that's 82. The 12. Or is it 82?
Yeah, Justin Garner. Here you go.
Out of turn 4, Justin Fuller coming to the line. He will pick up race win number 6 on the season here at Texas.
He's going to finish first. Daniel Falkingham going to finish second. Kevin Braum going to manage a 3rd place finish. Good run. Ryan Howard going to finish 4th. Mike Kelly manages the top 5 finish. We're going to do our race interviews, by the way, as we look through the field.
See Kevin Braum going to give a celebratory bump to Justin Fuller on that one.
And here's the 51 truck right now. We're about to see him do some donut celebrations here in Victory Circle. We will wait to do some interviews here with our race winner in just a moment. We will pull him in, and congratulations to that number 51 Personal Comfort Ford back in victory lane here for the 6th time at Texas Motor Speedway. Good race all in all, even though I was a little bit late on my end, but all in all, pretty solid racing.
Yeah, I mean it's been a minute for Justin Fuller.
It has.
Getting this thing in the victory lane, but
the last win for Justin Fuller came back at July the 21st. No, I'm sorry, September 8th. So it was this month, but still, it's been a few days. He got a win back at Las Vegas. So we will get ready to do some interviews here as we wait for just a moment to pull some people in and talk to them. As we just give it a minute here, and we will do so in the meantime. Congratulations to our race winner, though, once again, Justin Fuller picking up the big victory here at Texas Motor Speedway. And we are waiting here just for a moment to talk to some of these guys. I know what I'm doing. Oh, who was it? What you said got third? EJ? Or not EJ?
No, it was Kevin Braum.
There you go, yeah. All right, Justin Fuller going to be our first one to interview here. Justin put it on victory circle once again, 6 times this season. And what a better place to do it here at Texas in playoff race, round number 2. Justin, you got a copy?
Yeah, we got you.
Man, a first place finish here at Texas, a big one, and this is something you kind of needed. Pretty good strategy all in all. You was able to come down pit road there late, and it paid off in the end.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that Daniel and I were just too focused on each other, because obviously it was just him and I. Nobody else really was even close or had a chance at, it was just going to be between us two. And I thought maybe we were going to out-strategize ourselves and let these guys get too far out that we couldn't catch. Because the tires weren't really falling off too much, because you just run, once you get back after the middle 1 and 2, you're just wide open all the way till you left for turn 1 again. So, I'm glad it worked out, especially after last week's fiasco with getting wrecked and my power going out. So, yeah, we'll take it. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, that's something I was going to mention. This moves you now up to 6th place in points, jumping from 10th to 6th, or tied for 6th, that is. Talk about your, thoughts coming into this when you needed it, especially when you fell back to 10th in points with only now 1 race remaining.
Yeah, it looks like I got a 16-point buffer, so I'm pretty happy with that. I could just kind of ride around next week and just try to be there at the end. Unfortunately, I think we're off next week. Which is kind of unfortunate. I would like for that off week to be October 27th. Quite frankly, if the off week doesn't get moved to Halloween, and I make the playoffs, I'm probably just going to give my spot up anyway because I'm not going to be here October 27th. Right. So, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm going to the actual Martinsville race, so
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's a lot better than sim racing, that's for sure. So, yeah, it was just a good race. A lot of green flag racing tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Shout outs and all that, man.
Yeah, send a shout out to SnapMobile.shop for sponsoring the series. Thanks to Scott Stenzel, Personal Comfort, better price. For being a big-time supporter of mine, sponsoring me and pretty much everything. So if you're looking for a bed pillow, bed sheets, pillow sheets, anything like that, go check them out. I have multiple of their products now, and I get great night's sleeps. I love their microfiber pillows, man. They're nice and cool. Next to my teammates, it was in the race tonight, EJ, and I know Brian had a really bad night, so hopefully we can help him next week to get in, or at least get to 9th, and then if I get my spot up, because he'll be there for all 3 races, he can race for the championship instead of me. So, thanks to you guys putting on the broadcast. I'll go back and watch it tomorrow. I know y'all were late tonight, so that's
that's my bad, by the way.
But you know what? Listen. If I'm gonna win every race that you're late, you're more than welcome to be late every week. So, that works for me. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to all the admins at Sim500 for putting this on. We had 35 trucks tonight, 34. Yeah. That's a hell of a field. So, I love car counts, and this is a high quality field, a lot of talent through here. So it was a good race.
For sure, man. Hey, good job tonight, buddy.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. Next up, we're going to talk to Daniel Falkingham, I believe. If I can find him, we'll pull him in here with, of course, his team. Mr. Team name down there. It takes me a minute just to find him. We'll pull in Daniel right now. Finish a P2 tonight. Daniel, you really needed about 1 more lap, it looked like.
Yeah, either 1 or 2. And I pretty much know where I lost, like that half second there. It's pretty disappointing because that's like the 3rd, 4th, or 5th race I've choked away this year. I had a really good plan going into this race, like I did in the spring. Try to just lay back, save my tires, and then try to storm back up through there. Because being in clean air, your truck would get really, really loose because your right rear would be in the clean air. So I did all I could to save, and my plans were going really good. And then people in the back decided to keep wrecking for no reason. So that kind of foiled my plans. So I had to change up my game a little bit and try to push a little bit harder. And I tried to go out as long as I could with my tires. And unfortunately, I got caught up with some lap traffic too, which cost me some time. And yeah, just a lot of things didn't go right tonight.
The good news is you lock your way into the final 8 tonight, or to the
Hey,
final round. So
that was the ultimate goal, is to lock ourselves in. Now we get to go race for a championship. But yeah, we're off next week, so I get to enjoy I get 2 weeks to enjoy it. So we're gonna go have some fun at Talladega in 2 weeks, and we're gonna go see if we can go get a win there. Like I said, disappointed I didn't get the win tonight because I definitely feel like I should have won that. But I did some stuff on my part that I messed up that I need to know for next time. So. But it's all right. Locked into the round of 8, like we said. Locked into the championship round, so we're going to go have some fun in 2 weeks.
For sure, looking for that 10th win of the season, man. Shout-outs and all that.
Yeah, I just got to thank First Rebate Lobs 207 for all they do. Also got to thank you for being on the broadcast. I know you guys were a little bit late on that, but I'm still for sure it was a great race. Yeah, I had to call you out on that.
You're not supposed to
I had to call you out. I had to call you out on that. Got to thank friends and family who watch all the time, and thanks to my teammates at Team Name, Chad Coleman, Kevin DeBrown, and Doy Woods, and thanks to all the fans who watch us every week.
For sure, man. One of the best teams. Good job.
All right, thanks, Adam.
Next up, we're getting called out by everybody in that time.
Yep.
I'm getting called out by everybody, should I say?
Yeah, that's all you, not me.
Yeah.
You.
All right, let's call it to Kevin DeBrown. How about that? Finishing in P3 tonight. Pretty good play out, I believe, for Mr. Kevin Brown. Finishing P3 here tonight in the number 93. Kevin, it's Adam and Todd up in the booth, man. You got a coffee?
I got you.
P3 finished tonight, and this is really kind of what you needed. Really didn't have a bad finish. So P3, and it moves you up a couple spots to the points, and going to off week next week and Talladega the week after. But talk us through tonight, man.
Yeah, we struggled a little bit at the beginning. I think we were trying to figure out how the long run was going to do. But I'm still happy with P3.
Yeah, and one other thing is, this gives you a buffer in a way where you just got to go survive Talladega pretty much, and I think that you'll be good. What's your thoughts on heading there here in a couple weeks?
Oh yeah, definitely. Come Talladega, we're going to be up there racing. It's either go home and bring the wheel, or
For sure.
and hopefully we can make it.
Talk about your thoughts, man. Is that going to be one of them races where you go out there and race it like any other race, or do you just go out there and do you points race?
I think we're just gonna race. We're gonna race it. If you try to points race it, you always end up getting caught up in something at the end. It's just a waste of time. So you might as well just race it to the end.
Especially there. Hey, man, shout out to all that you want to give out tonight.
Oh yeah, the crisp booth paint scheme you guys put on the broadcast. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hey, good job tonight, buddy. Congrats on third.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir. We'll move him back down. Todd, thoughts on the race?
My thoughts on the race tonight was, we've seen a lot of green flag racing once we got through our little debacle there at the beginning of the race brought on by you. Overall, it was a solid Texas race, and at the end, it did come down to the two biggest names in the field week in and week out, But overall, it was a solid Texas race for sure.
Wolby will be on time tomorrow. The Red Sox Racing Series will be live from Hockenheim. Is that correct?
Hockenheim.
Yeah, we'll be there for this. Live on Facebook and YouTube tomorrow. We'll definitely do that. Then Friday night for the Sim500.
We will be at
Midnight Thunder. Where are we?
Yeah, it'll be at Atlanta for that season championship right there.
Which the champion's already decided. Trey's and already picked it up.
Yep.
But we'll be there just having some fun. I think everybody just going there just having fun for that one. That'd be a little bit different of the broadcast. But that'll do it for us tonight, guys. Todd, anything else you want to say?
I think I'm all set.
All right. You guys have a great night. Take care. Sorry for my mishap earlier, but we got everything fixed now, it looks like. So